Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumin and today we're having a look at ASCENDANT.com. Ascendant is a fast-paced, squad-based tactical FPS where each match is different, with game-changing events and adrenaline-fueled battles. Set in a dynamic biopunk world where everything wants to kill you, battle for the bio cause and get out with more than just your dignity. The game also features a pretty awesome looking character creation and customization system that is super 80s. I just dig it. I love the big hair. I love the colors. The whole style, the whole vibe that this game is going for is perfect. And I mean, they telegraph it right here when you are creating your character by calling the female characters Bombshell and the males Studs, which is just perfect. I love it. And yes, before anyone even wonders or asks, or, if it's the reason that you hear, the game does have nudity, you can see some boobs. That's it. That's literally all you get to see. I don't know if further down the line there's going to be more, but right now, as it stands, there are boobs. You can't change the size, you can't modify them, there are jiggle physics, and there you go. I've answered all your questions. I'm not even going to make an extra video about it, unless they add something at some point that allows you to actually customize what's going on there. I won't bother. But I had to get that out of the way right here at the start, because a lot of people will come here just for that. Okay? Done. For this video, we are going to be jumping in to first look at the presets for Bombshell and Stud. There's a lot of cool stuff here. It'll give you an idea of what's available, and that's always nice. Then we'll look at customization on both and the clothing on both, and at the end we'll look at the clothing customization tool, which was actually used to make all the outfits that you see in front of you right now, and that we're going to see when we go through all the presets. So if you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Ascendant.com, you can find some links below. And yeah, guys, use the timestamps, jump around, find what you're looking for, and leave satisfied, right? Let us begin. Bombshell presets. There are a lot of cool presets. And again, all these outfits that you're seeing right here were created using, I would say, a very limited number of options. It's pretty impressive. There's just not a whole lot that you have access to right at the start. And they used those limited options to create all of this. It's great. Like, it just shows how impressive the system is. I love it. And again, I mean, I say there's not a lot of options, but I mentioned in the same breath that there's a huge amount more in the game. There's a lot to earn when you actually play. And yeah, as I mentioned before, jiggle physics. You can't zoom in here to look at it, but believe me when I say it's there. I love the gold on the leggings here. It's incredibly well done. And the shades. Yeah, man. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Man, look at that. Dude. Awesome. Okay, that's it for the Bombshell. You just pick the one you want here, you jump in, and then you can customize all of it again. And you can easily recreate any of these that you want. Like, this is not something that's unique. You're not going to be, jumping in here with something that you would otherwise not be able to get. You've got access to everything here. All the tools are yours to use. Let's look at the studs. They're also looking pretty good. They go so hard on the 80s, man. I love it. You will notice that there is a distinct lack of beards on the studs here. It's a bit of a shame, but that's something that you can rectify by jumping in and customizing your own character. There we go. Alright, so as I mentioned, we're going to start on Bombshell. You get to change and customize and, reselect once you've jumped in, but the presets themselves, you have to actually quit out of the game and come back to access those again. So, here we are. This is the customization screen. The first thing you can do when you jump in here is actually change yourself between Stud and Bombshell. And I'm quite impressed by this. I like the idea that you actually create the character and then it puts the equivalent on male if that's what you want. I think it's kind of smart. The hair and the physics that they have on the hair itself and the outfits and the boobies and everything, basically, it's incredibly well done. Incredibly well done. It's really, really nice. Like, it's probably some of the best hair that I've seen, especially in motion. First options though, skin tone. Here we go. You will notice almost immediately that it's not just the skin tone that's changing. I think it's sort of like this is more like an ethnicity selection that you do in here, where you are basically going through the facial structure and the skin tone as well. So basically, it's an important choice that you can make, but it's not the be-all and end-all. You are picking what I would call your ethnicity, and it comes along with skin tones. But there's more to customize, and I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So we're doing bombshell now. Let's just pick the basic one for now, this first one. When you go into facial structure over here, you get to actually change the face that you just selected. So you can do the face length. And this is more like the jawline, basically, where you can pick a slightly more compact one, a normal one, and a squarer jaw. It's kind of cool. It's nice. I think that all of them have their place. You can sort of pick and choose what you like. Nose width. This obviously gives you more or gives you less based on the face that you have. Certain faces already have big noses. They'll be able to get bigger. Certain faces have smaller noses, and so on and so forth. Pretty cool. It's a nice number of options, I feel, for a game like this. Cheek definition. I kind of like this, actually, because it gives you quite a lot. Like, the cheekbones on pronounced, they're pretty high. Those are some pretty impressive cheekbones. Then they've got jaw width here, which can be used in conjunction with face length to do pretty big stuff here. And, I mean, if you make them both thin, as an example, then you've got a much more sort of petite-looking face, and that's cool. And then chin width. Same thing. Same thing. For now, I'll put everything on normal, and we will continue. Eyes. Not a huge selection right here. I'm going to say this a bunch of times, but as we go through this, I will keep mentioning there's more stuff in the game. For almost all of the options available here, there's more stuff in the game. Then we're going to jump onto voice. Now, this is an interesting one because the voices are both male and female, so we'll be looking at this twice. But here we go.
Just another day in paradise.
Come with me if you want to get some money.
Feeling good vibes for today.
Get ready for a night of chaos, cocktails, and kicking some serious fucking ass.
We go to Drunken Drone, and I tell you a story of Cascade.
Me? Oh yeah. I'm always ready for action.
Oh, brace yourself. Shit's about to get real.
If these coños want to dance, then let's dance.
So there's actually like a good selection of voices. I want to say it's nice when they don't take it too seriously. It's not just American male 1, 2, and 3 and American female 1, 2, and 3. Right? It's like, I get it. Okay, I get it. That's what most people want. But it's nice to give people some actual choices and some variety. I'm all for that. So a bunch of good voices here. I like it. I like it. I like it. You're going to be using those voices in the same way you would in most of these sort of squad-based shooters. You'll have voice lines that you can say and so on and so forth. Your character will talk a little bit here and there. It's not a huge amount. It's not a massive thing, but you will hear your character. Moving on, however, let's look at the hair. I'm going to zoom in for it. There's just a lot of good hair here. Okay. There's just a lot of really nice hair. And you will see as we go through here, there's a lot of options as well. But there are a bunch of locked options. So, yeah, we don't have a massive selection as it stands. Hair physics, once again, some of the best that I've seen. Incredibly well done. Even the afros, they jiggle when you move around. It's kind of nice. I just zoomed out for those first few because they were a little longer. But really, really, really cool hairstyles. They have someone who knows their style on the team. I will just say that. They have someone who knows the 80s really well on the team. Here you will see, this is the first of the sort of quote-unquote premium items. It's not all that hard to get. Most of the stuff you can just jump in, play the game a little bit, and purchase. Yeah. But a lot of the like really cool styles, like this one, for instance, cost a little bit more. And some of the basic ones cost a little bit less. I'll be honest, I feel like you should give the afros for free. That might just be me, but I think that perhaps that's a good idea. I mean, there is one afro for free, but it's an inferior afro. This is the superior one, as is this one. But anyway, it's whatever. This definitely don't give this one for free. This is way too cool to give people for free. And yeah, this is stuff that you can get by actually just playing the game, by the way. So do not stress about spending money or anything like that. It's pretty cool. There's a nice selection of hairstyles. And I mean, while it's not a lot that you get access to right here, it's more than enough to just create your character. Now, in terms of the hair colors, as I mentioned, there's not a huge selection here. They have brown, black, red, and some white and gray and blonde. And it's good. It's good. But you can see, just based on all the other locked blocks here, that you will have access to full RGB when it comes to hair. And I have actually jumped in the last playtest, I jumped in to confirm. They look good. You can tell by the red that the colors look good. So do not worry about that either. I'm usually a fan of like the darker hair, but I do believe this game actually does blonde relatively nicely. Now you can do highlights. The highlights, unfortunately, they use the limited colors that we have here as well. You will immediately notice that certain hairstyles don't really do well with the highlights. I'm not sure if I'm actually seeing them anywhere right now. Yeah, there's very, 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 very minor highlights. Some of them you see more, some you see less. Most of them, it's like you need to have the proper hairstyles, the sort of premium ones. I'll show you how you can see it better. Is if you take this here and like the red there. I think that looked better last time I checked. No, I'm still also struggling to see it. Perhaps it's just a work in progress and they still need to fix it up. I don't know. Maybe if we take red as the base and then like, there we go. So, yeah. It's like, it's whatever, you know, the highlights are okay, they're very faint, they're very basic on some of the hairstyles, but yeah, you can still have some fun with it. I'm sure it's still a work in progress. This is a fantastic hairstyle, I just love it. I'll turn them off for now. It is an option that you have, right? It's an option that you have. Let's keep moving. I think I should probably take a hairstyle that doesn't cover the face, so we'll go with this one. Then we're going to look at the eyebrows. Because yes, that's one of the selections that you make. Not a fantastically good set of choices here. I'll be straight with you. I don't really like most of these. I'll probably take thick, just because. Then you get to pick the colors here. I don't know, you probably take the same one that matches your hair. Or a little darker maybe. And that's that. Then the beards. As I mentioned, there are beards in this. They, for some reason, just didn't put the beards on the presets. Same colors as the hair. So you've got all the same ones that you would need. I kind of like how the stubble looks. And yes, I mean, I'm clearly putting a beard on a lady right now, and that's cool. That's great. No complaints there. More beards available in the game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I can't explicitly remember. But the beard does look pretty okay. It's got this one, like it's an issue that I've seen popping up recently, and I'm not sure if it's the engine or if it's a choice, but they have that, a lot of the beards tend to look a little sort of transparent, you know? But they only have one beard here, so it's hard to tell based on just the one beard. Either way, there are beards, there are not a lot of them, and it's fine. Makeup and face paint, not a massive selection here, even though I believe that this game will probably have some of the nicest face paint and makeup that you can get, just based on the theme that they're going with. There are only a few selections here, although they are pretty cool and pretty fierce. You have multiple color choices as well. You can sort of do whatever it is you wish with them. Obviously, some of the parts, like that black, they set in stone. They're done. They like, you know, they are what they are. You have some customization on some of the other parts, which is cool. It is cool. Nothing special, though. Definitely nothing special. Head scar. You only have a couple of choices. It goes along the side over here. There's a cross on the cheek. And then we have one slash. Yeah, alright. Cool, cool, cool. Body scar. This is the first instance where I can actually show nudity. Yeah, just kidding. I'm not gonna do it. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. You actually have to take the top off before you can do it. But I'm not going to. You're going to see like a censored bit here. And when I do turn it off. And I just wanted to see if you guys were still paying attention. Okay, I'm sorry, it's cruel, it's cruel. But here's a slash across the whole chest, and then like some slashes on the arms, and there's some on the back as well. It's basically just lots of scarring, alright? Head tattoos. Not a massive selection here, but this is the kind of thing, once again, you'll get when you jump into the game. It's on the neck over there, and then we have something there that says Savage. Yeah, and you will notice that there's no color choices on these, which is a bit of a pity, but, you know, body tattoos. It's on the chest. It's on the arm over there. This is here on the chest. Some flaming cards. Some fish or something, I don't know. There you go, and some flowers. Alright. That brings us to the end of the body modification options. Now on clothing, this is where I'd actually be able to show you the nudity if I was going to, but I'm not. I'm sorry. Headwear. Let's have a peek. So, there are some really nice looking headbands, obviously. You don't get to customize these. This one actually comes with some really cool looking earrings as well. I'm not sure what those are. I don't know if those are like eggplants or something, or I don't know. But yeah, some nice headbands. Then there are some extra additions. The shades. They look good. Like visually they're stunning. Like they did an incredibly good job on them. I'll take it off for now. And then we're moving on to upper body. And I'm not going to show you the customization of the items just yet. I'm just going to show you what's available, and we'll do the customization together at the end. So both male and female will just show you how the clothing customizer works. So if you want that, just skip ahead to it. For now, I'm just showing you what's available. This is sort of like a little strap, a little harness you can put on. This is a cool black jacket. And it's a cool made in the 80s jacket, right? And you can also do none. Again, you can customize. You can change all the colors, put decals on, and all that stuff. Very cool. Very, very cool. And then over, if we go back quickly, that's the outer. This is the inner or bottom layer. This is basically your shirt, you could call it. And then we'll do the underwear in a moment as well. Let me just take the jacket off so I can show you. Take that off. So you'll see 2 layers over here. And, I mean, this can be used to great effect as well, because if you, as an example, take this one, you say, you can customize it, by the way, I'll show you at the end, but if you take this one, and then you go into the underwear, then you can actually take the bra off, and for some reason that other one didn't stick. Let me show you. Oh, there you go. Okay. And then you can have that on, and I mean, that's a look, you know, that's a look. That's definitely a thing, right? So, there's quite a lot that you can do with it. This right here, you know, you basically just have the one bra. You can change the color of it. It's a pretty basic look that it has. And then there's a secondary as well. There you go. All right. All right. Accessories, belts. Some pretty cool belts. Bracelets. The gloves are sick. I really like the gloves. Lower body, we got a couple of sets of pants here. Fully customizable, obviously. I love the texture work on it. You can take that off as well. Underwear. Decent choices here, I would say. All things considered. The man, the legend. That's clearly... It's clearly for the male characters, but it's whatever. It's kind of cool. Then there's also a few customization options for the items themselves, where you can sort of change them. Let's just put this one on, because why not? Right? There you go. Then finally we have our footwear. Assorted sneakers that look way too cool. Check that out. Yeah, man. That's retro sci-fi right there. I dig it. So that's a decent look at the basics that are available for your outfit selection. This is really just the basics. There's so much more stuff that you can get in-game. There are a lot more outfits. There's a lot more choices, basically. And that brings us to the end of the female, or at least let's call it the bombshell customization. We are going to move on to stud now. As you can see, it basically copies your female look over to the male, and that's fine. It looks good. It works. At least the underwear works right now. And with male characters, nudity does not do anything. I just want to say, the chest is visible whether you have nudity on or off. The underwear never goes off. Right. So, starting on stud, this is your skin tone selection, where it's actually, I would say, your ethnicity. You are picking skin tone and facial structure, and it's a pretty important choice because obviously this is going to be the foundation that you use to build your character on. So definitely pay attention here, because yeah, you're gonna wanna select the one that works for you. I will say I have one minor complaint, is that the males get older faces and the females do not. Would have been cool if we had this on female as well. It's just like, you know, on Bombshell you just get the younger faces. I don't know, maybe they're working towards it or something. It just doesn't seem fair, you know. It just doesn't seem fair. We'll pick the basic face for now, and we shall continue. Facial structure is the next stop. This will get you more or less based on the face you pick. So some faces can move a little bit more than others, but basically you have the face length up here. Then you have nose width, cheek definition, jaw width, and chin width. There you go. Eyes, same as on the female. There's a couple of selections here. There's more in the game, so just keep that in mind. And then the voices. I will stop talking and you can listen to them. This is the male and female voices.
Just another day in paradise.
I know what you are, but what am I?
Feeling good vibes for today.
Bullseye, motherfuckers. One squeeze, one drop.
Just point me in direction of enemy.
Seriously? You're wearing this outfit into battle?
Eyes on the prize. And let's make it back in time for a cold brew.
This world is about to get more fabulous with me in it.
That's obviously the one we're going to pick. Okay. Right. So, moving on to the hair. I'm sorry about the outfit that he's wearing. It makes him look instantly less cool, or more cool. It depends on what you want from your character, but it is a jarring style. And I know it's not for everyone. So, for the hair, you can take no hair, or you can take lots of hair. That's it. That's the 80s, man. The hair physics, amazing. It looks really, really, really good. And the hairstyles themselves are just phenomenal. You will see in just a moment that there are actually a lot of hairstyles, although some will require you to actually play the game. So these ones here, you'll actually have to play the game and purchase them in-game with credits. Some of them look like they are well worth getting, however. So, yeah, strongly consider it, dudes. Strongly consider it. There you go. I'll go with this one because I really like it. Hair colors, not a huge amount here, but as you can see, there is a massive selection that you can unlock. They are just giving you a little taste. Then there's also a highlight system, which I sort of struggled to show off a little bit on the female side, because a lot of them just don't show it very well. But you can highlight. It's not big, but it's there. And I guess it's okay. It looks, yeah, it looks alright. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, moving on. Moving on. Eyebrows. Males have slightly better looking eyebrows than the females, in my opinion. Slightly more normal looking eyebrows. These ones are all the same for some reason. But yeah, they're all good. I'll take the bushy brows because I think they look nice. You can change the color, same as the hair colors. And these other ones you'll unlock in the game. Beard. They have the same beards as the ladies. I am not too impressed by the selection. It looks pretty good. I would say they look nice. They look decent. But it's just the one big beard here, and then it's a bunch of stubble, which is a little disappointing. I don't know if it's just an 80s thing where they didn't really rock the beards, but, you know, yeah. I will point out that you can show the locked colors right here on the beards on specifically the stud characters, but I don't know if this is not supposed to be there because it wasn't on the female characters as far as I saw, or at least on the hair of the female characters. So you can see how good some of these colors actually look and how bright they are if you'd like here. But yeah, just know that they are not actually available in the character creation at this point. The fact that there is a show locked option here leads me to believe that it should be there, and it's just a bug that it's not. But either way, there it is. And yeah, I mean, the selection itself is, again, just okay. They could definitely do with more beards, right? Yeah. Then we have makeup and face paint. Not a massive selection here, but there are a few interesting styles. You will notice that it's around the eyes and on the cheeks and well, other various spots too. But not a great selection. And I do believe that this game probably has a whole lot more that you can get in game as well. But it definitely will have good styles. Just based on what they've done with the aesthetic so far, I'm pretty certain they're going to rock it. So, color choices. You are locked to these colors. You can't show the locked colors, unfortunately. It would have been really nice to see what they look like on the makeup here. But, yeah, you got some choices. And you can make them. There we go. Then, head scar. This one is across the side over here on the temple. This one is a little cross on the cheek over there. And that one is just a, well, single slash. There you go. Body scars. On or off. That's it. It's on or it's off. There's a lot. It's like it's all over the front and some on the back. No, it sort of goes around the arms, not so much on the back. It's mostly just the front. Not a super impressive selection, but hey, at least there's something. Then we have the head tattoos. These seem a little random to me. This one's on the neck over there, and this one's on the forehead. It says Savage. It's like, it's really not even worth seeing. That's how that's how quickly I'm going through it. Body tattoos. These are better. These are nicer. They actually look relatively nice. They look relatively good. They're well put together. I don't know if they like fit the theme all that well. I'm not a big sort of boffin on 80s tattoos, but I do like it. And I think that some of them would definitely sort of work for me. It's cool. Yeah. Same as on the female though. Same. And that actually brings us to the clothing. We can finally get this guy some real clothes. Now, our first choices are the headbands. There you go. You can actually customize these. I'm going to show you how the customization works when we actually jump into that section of the video. For now, however, I will just say that you can change them almost entirely. So if you see an outfit here, if you see one part of an outfit, like a jacket or a shirt or a pair of pants that you like, you can change it. And you can probably like it even more with different colors and decals and stuff like that. These are the glasses. Pretty cool. I think they all look really good. Upper body, these are the jackets that are available. Well, and harnesses, I suppose. Very nice texture work on them. Again, if you pick one of these, you get to change the colors and you get to put decals on, right? Let's take it off. Then we have the shirts. Not a massive selection of shirts here, unfortunately. Pretty slim pickings, and you can take them off for the male characters. So we'll just leave it like that for now. And then you have underwear. And you can put a bra on, because why not? And yeah. That's it. Then, accessories, belts. A couple of selections here. Again, they can be customized. Bracelets and gloves. They look pretty cool. Also customizable. Pants. There we go. They look pretty fantastic. I love the texture work on them. I think they look really cool. Let's just take that off so we can look at the underwear. And finally, yeah, the underwear. You can't take this off, even with show nudity on. Although I will say that if you turn show nudity on and then you switch away from here, then they do blur this section out a little bit. So it leads me to believe that they could potentially be adding full nudity at some point. For now, however, this is the best you're going to get. At least the butt cheeks jiggle, right? You can customize the colors here a little bit. Same colors as before on all the other stuff. And that is that. Oh, retro sci-fi shoes. Some decent looking sneakers here. I like it. I really dig these. And again, they can be customized. And with that said, we are done with the stud customization. We are now going to move on to the clothing tool. I'm going to go on to the female character, because why not? All right. For the clothing, and for this tool that they have in this game, I'm going to pick, let's say, a jacket. And I'm going to show you how it works on here. And then you're going to use your imagination to figure out how it works on all the rest. Because it's a pretty deep system that allows for some pretty intense customization. And it's super impressive. Like, they've done incredibly well with it. This jacket's probably a good point to start, because it has a lot of different slots that you can customize. So if I go in here and I click customize item, you'll immediately notice all the different color choices here. They correspond to the different slots on the jacket. You can see 1-to-1. The pink is this smaller line over here. The blue is this like square or rectangle on the chest. The white will be the sleeves. And then the gradiented sort of gray is the rest of it. Then there's decals that you can put on, and you can also claim free decals. This is just a flag of your country. You can buy the ones that you don't get right now in the store for very cheap afterwards. We'll jump onto the decals after I've showed you how the colors work, but first things first, we jump on here, and I shall show you how to go about it. The patterns. There are a handful that you can use right off the bat, and then there's a whole lot more that's locked, and they look really cool. Like, it's just incredibly well done. You can also change the tiling of the pattern, which basically makes it bigger or smaller, right? As you can see over there, all of them have that. Some of them do more when you slide it around, and some do less. This one, not at all. And that one, not at all, but it still looks nice. Oh, this one you can move, right. Oh, that's kind of sick. Wow. That's very cool. All right. So if we take a pattern, then you can change the color of the pattern itself, and you can change the color of the background. So if we want the background to be something that sort of matches the blue that they have over there, then we can quite easily change it. If you want to sort of, spend a bit more time with this, there's a good chance you'll be able to put something really nice together. The colors that they have available here, way more plentiful than the colors we had in the regular customization, like for the hair and all that. There's a lot here, and you're going to probably want to spend some time with it to try and figure out, the ins and outs and what you can actually do and all the rest. A lot of the colors are going to be locked. You'll jump into the game to actually go and find them, and I think that's all right, especially considering you can get them all by just playing the game. But let's do a few things as an example here. Let's take sort of that yellow. I like yellow. And then let's pick something. I think the black looks nice, but let's pick something else to see how it looks. The blue also looks kind of nice. I don't know. Yeah. Where was that black? Let's take the red. There you go. So you can do that. You can check all the other patterns. You'll see it applies to those as well. The gradient's actually specifically quite interesting. Then you can do this on basically every one of the different sections of this outfit. Some of them have restrictions. As an example, this little line over here might not be able to put all the patterns on it, and so on and so forth. And then finally, when you're in the game itself and you've unlocked these, you can get matte, glossy, rough, or metallic as well. Right? That's already a whole lot to mess with. Like, a whole lot. So the different slots. So if we want to come in here, then I want to make this sort of match the jacket itself. We can do this. Now, if I want a color that sort of works a little better with that, I can go for the red, because I made the stars red over there. And then this pink, finally, we'll make that... Let's make it the same kind of yellow, just to make it look sort of a little bit more together, right? But you can customize all of those individually and specifically, and there's a lot you can do. And I'm sorry, I'm not a fashion designer. This is terrible. I know. Then you actually have decal slots. You have 3 different decal slots on this, and that's awesome. You can take them off if you like, or you can throw it on. Then you can choose whether it's on the front or the back, right? So if it's on the back right here, then you can move it around. And there's already a lot that you can do with just moving this around, and you can change the size. So there you go. We'll make it a little smaller so we can see. Some really cool designs here that are a little hard to see. I apologize. My disgusting jacket here is sort of making it a little hard to read. But there's some really cool designs. And there's, again, a lot more in the game itself. There you are. There's a T-Rex riding a trolley for some reason. And then there's the South African flag. That's the one I picked for my free one. The rotation, obviously also something that I didn't just talk about now. But using all of this, you can do quite a lot. So as an example, I could move this little guy over there, have him peeking up. Then I can say done. Then I can choose decal 2. I can still stay on the back over here. And I can throw the gun on and have it shoot in from this side, say pow. I can say done over there. And then I can throw a final one on. And it can just be this big, like, you know, dragon thing. There you go. And I can make it massive if I want. So, you can make some pretty gaudy stuff if you like. And I do feel like the amount of options available almost endless. Like, there must be millions of combinations. Some of these items, as an example, the glasses, can even be customized as well, which you would not expect to be customizable. But, like, look what I'm doing right now. I'm customizing the rim of the glasses, and I'm putting patterns and stuff on there. Like, what the hell, right? Like, what the hell? You can actually customize the rim of the glasses. And then the other one, that's the front. Very cool stuff that you can do here. Like, I imagine if someone actually spends just a little bit of time with this, they'll be able to put together something pretty phenomenal. There's just so much here, right? I am going to cancel the changes because I've already ruined everything. And that same amount of customization can be applied to basically anything there. Here's an example of one that cannot be customized because it's your underwear. But if you go to the shirts, you can take this one. We can take the jacket off quickly and I'll show you. And this is obviously the same on male and female. Then you can customize the shirt. You can throw your decals on there. Just make it plain. You can just throw like a decal on there and that's it. You got yourself a shirt. Boom. And that's your own custom design, you know? Very cool. And that does bring us to the end of this video. I really dig what they have here. I like that they don't really hold back. They got some ridiculous stuff here. Obviously, it's cool that they have the nudity and it's slightly more adult than perhaps some other games are in terms of the customization options, in terms of the themes and the humor and stuff like that. That's really cool. And then I think most importantly, visually, this is just phenomenal. Like, it looks fantastic. The game itself, it is one of the better looking that I've seen. And that's the game, and then the characters as well. And that's really cool, because it allows them so much more freedom with making the cool stuff that we've seen, and the cool stuff in the game itself. So I really like it, and I'm pretty keen. I'll definitely be jumping in here when the full game comes out, because, hey, I mean, look at it. Look what's available now already. Yeah, should be good. Should be really, really good. The nudity and the option to have it on is a weird choice, but I guess if they are going full adult on this and they sort of making it a more mature game, then they should just go all on. Like, they should throw in full genital customization and piercings and all that kind of stuff, just because people like the shock value, and because if they're going halfway with it, what's the point? Just go all the way, right? I'll say that about that. But overall, I'm quite impressed. I like what they have. There are a few parts of it that are a little sort of sparsely populated right now, where I feel, especially here in the initial character creation, they could add a little more. Things like the beards, the eye colors, and perhaps the scars and the tattoos and stuff like that. But overall, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, and I'm impressed. So, there you go. You guys can check back here soon for more. Give this one a like, share it, and do all that other good stuff. You can find my links below, my coffee page, my Twitch channel, and all the rest. And hey, if you're jumping into Ascendant, hope you guys have a good time. Hope you managed to make a cool looking character. Happy that.